Hi guys, Jeff here with All Keys Pro, and this week I'm looking again at the sequential Trigon 6, and I'm going to be making some comparisons with my Prophet 6, also by sequential. Both wonderful instruments, similar in some ways and very different in other ways. I'm still sort of figuring out whether both of these instruments are going to stay in my studio. I got a good price on the Trigon, but clearly it's a pretty major investment. I love the Prophet 6. I'm learning to love the Trigon as well. I'm learning to know it and know it better. And as I do learn to know it, it is revealing itself to me in certain ways which are really, really powerful. It's one of those, the sum of the parts is much greater. So today I'm going to take you through some sounds. Yesterday I a few times started to do some patches from an init patch, initialized patch, and just on each instrument, and just kind of tried to make similar moves and kind of see where it took me, and it took me to very different places very fast. The differences in the filters, the way the envelopes, the way the filter envelope reacts with the filter, the fact that the oscillators on the Trigon, you can have three shapes happening at the same time, and it has three of those oscillators, so you could have, if you wanted to, 9 wave shapes happening all at once. So it's just really, there's really a lot there. The effects are also a little bit more sussed out on the Trigon. Still, I really wish there would be a major firmware upgrade on both of these instruments to get the effects up to 2023 standards. It doesn't seem like that would be that hard to do. I would be happy to, have maybe 4 effects instead of 10, and have those 4 be killer. Like killer chorus, killer delay, killer reverb. Even just those 3 would make me really happy. But the effects are okay. They're just not great. First I want to play, and I'm going to reach into the camera here. This is a patch that I did on each instrument, and I tried to make it as much alike as I could. And they sound similar, but you can definitely hear the character of the instruments as they are different. So stand by, and I'm going to play that for you. Alright, so you could hear that those were similar patches, pretty close. The interesting thing about trying to match that particular patch is that I was bending the pitch of oscillator 1 and oscillator 2 with the polymod on the Trigon. So I couldn't do that on the Prophet because I could only bend oscillator 1 pitch from oscillators 2. And I was actually doing that with the filter envelope. So I was using the filter envelope in kind of a different way. So what I want to do right now is both of these instruments have their strengths, they have their similarities, but they both do certain things that the other one doesn't do so well, or as well, let's say. So what I'd like to do now is play 10 patches on each of these instruments. 10 patches on the Prophet 6, 10 on the Trigon 6, sort of emphasizing what I think each of these instruments' strengths are and what they have a tendency to do best. there's a lot of sort of crossover and middle ground with these instruments too. The Prophet can be really, really sweet and beautiful, and there's those kind of string sounds and brass sounds. The Prophet, that sequential is so famous for, the Prophet 5 and the Prophet 6. It does it so well. And the Trigon can get really rough, can be gnarly, but it can also be really beautiful and rich. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. So this first patch is a filter sweep on the Prophet 6. Oh yeah. And this is a huge solo patch on the Trigon. Prophet not capable of doing this. Wow. And here's a beautiful pad on the Prophet. Prophet does pads almost better than anything. A little bit of aftertouch there, routed to the filter. So if that first patch on the Trigon wasn't big enough for you, this one's even bigger. Oh my goodness. Wow. Immense. And this next patch is one of these brass patches that are so great on the Prophet. I think of this as kind of a Bruno Mars kind of a thing, because he does these little stabs a lot. Aftertouch is really sensitive on that, maybe a little bit too sensitive for me. Okay, and this is just a little keyboard patch on the Trigon. Lots of beautiful movement there. This next patch is one I like to use for solos on gigs, and this is using the chord function. I was inspired by Michael Brecker, his work in the 80s with the EWI. He would often use patches similar to this. Yeah, I love it. All right, and this next patch is sort of a mini mode bass. It's kind of one of those rubbery basses that the mini mode does so well. Lovely, quite useful. And this next patch is strings on the Prophet 6, and the strings are really, really great on this instrument. Super lush and beautiful. And again, the Prophet does this kind of thing so beautifully. Sort of, yeah, no explanation needed. Here's another keyboard patch on the Trigon 6. Yep, I love that. And here's a little lead sound, which is, it's actually really simple but expressive and really, really useful. I love it. Yeah. Again, sort of calling into mind the early Moogs. I have pitch bend programmed into the aftertouch. Cool. This next patch is a unison patch, and I wanted to feature this because it does this unique thing with all three oscillators in different octaves. I love how the filter on this instrument is just really beautiful from the top to the bottom. I'm using the full keyboard tracking on this, and this actually is in 2-pole mode. The Trigon will do 2-pole and 4-pole, and this is a patch I did for some gigs I've been doing on this Whitney Houston tune. Oh, that's not it. Wrong patch number. Oh. Yep, that would have been bad if I'd have started a tune like that on the gig. Yeah, that one's a brassy kind of patch with lots of filter and in octaves. This is another 3-octave patch on the Trigon. Again, this is in unison. Is that right? Here we go. Ooh, I love that. I programmed this the first week I had this. The touch sensitivity is really great. Oh, I don't have any LFO program there. Again, 3 octaves. Cannot do that on the Prophet. This is a really typical brass patch that the Prophet is so famous for. Aftertouch. Love it. And now this is rather atypical of anything I've played on the Trigon 6 up to this point, because this is a beautiful string patch. Yeah, showing that it can be kind of lush and delicate and beautiful as well. Little aftertouch. As you can tell by now, I love aftertouch. And this will be the last one on the Prophet for today. I always think of this patch as Lyle. And you can see why. And this last patch on the Trigon 6, I heard Nick Bett call it a Trigon 6. It's the Moog Trigon controversy. I'm saying Trigon. Okay, so this is a crazy patch. I'm modulating the filter and the resonance with a random LFO. All right, Logic has been going out of record today for some beautiful reason. That's just wonderful, isn't it, when that happens? So here we go. This is random craziness on the filter. So again, that is not from Velocity. Oh, why are you doing this? Okay, that's the third time Logic has gone out of record trying to record this silly patch. Actually, it's not a silly patch. I love this patch. Here we go. Yeah, so there we go. The craziness of the Trigon. That one again, that patch is again in 3 octaves, and I love that kind of randomness. I always love to play stuff like that, which I never quite know what's going to come out. Being an improviser, I always enjoy that. So, thanks guys. That's it for the comparison between the Trigon 6 or the Trigon 6 and the Prophet 6 or the Prophet 6. So thanks guys, thanks for being here today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're thinking about getting a Trigon, maybe this would help you decide. I think it's a spectacular instrument. I have a feeling it's going to be staying around for a long time. It's sort of like the wicked stepsister of the Prophet 6, the Trigon 6. Again, if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. That helps me keep this going. And if any of you are interested in taking keyboard lessons, either programming or jazz piano, I'm a jazz pianist by trade. Please hit me up in the comments. We could do a Zoom lesson. I taught at the University of Colorado for 15 years as the jazz piano teacher there. So I love teaching. I love those kind of relationships of exploring music. And yeah, so if you're interested in that, please hit me up. I will see you next time, everybody. Peace out.